The EPP-ED group has held its first ever roundtable on Christian minorities in the Middle East. The participants discussed the desolate situation of the Christians in Iraq and proposed measures to improve their lives.
There is a kind of a growing extremism and radicalization of some Muslims, and that poses problems for Christians, but also for other minorities. Young people see no future in their country, just the same as in Palestine. So they prefer immigration, and you can understand that, but at the same time we should do something to stop it, because we need the mix. We need a mix not only of different populations, but also the mix of different religions in a culture like Iraq.
Christians have lived in Iraq for nearly 2,000 years, almost since the time of Christ. Since the 2003 war, Christians have been increasingly targeted by extremist militant groups, especially in Baghdad and Mosul, where most of Iraq's Christians live. They have found themselves the victims of kidnappings and killings. Priests, churches and businesses owned by Christians have been targeted. Opening the meeting, Vito Bonsignore, vice president of the group, underlined that the EPP-ED's new strategy on Islam recognises that a full dialogue should include an exhaustive discussion about Christianity in the Arab world.
We are really thinking that the dialogue could help these people to improve the quality of their life in these countries. Our group is very concerned about that. If they will be able to join the political life and even the social life at each level, from the local, regional, national and governmental level, they could be more involved in the life inside these kind of countries.
The round table heard that more Christians have fled the country than any other group. Continued emigration from Iraq spells disaster for the Christian community, which has dwindled from about 1 million in 2003 to barely 400,000 today.
There is a planned target to diminish the Christian identity or the Christian culture in Iraq. It is well planned, well organized, well implemented by internal force, but as well regional forces.
As Iraq digs itself out of the ruins of war, the latest blow to the Iraqi Christian community comes not from extremist militants, but from the Iraqi government itself. Parliament has removed the quota system, which had ensured Christians and other religious minorities were represented there. Joseph Daul, president of the EPP-ED group in the European Parliament, underlined that the best way to protect not only Christians but all citizens of Iraq is to fight radical Islam.
It is radical Islam that manufactures terrorism, and we have to denounce it. I wish, but I know it's very difficult, for the 2% of Christians who live in Iraq to have a normal life in this country, which is at war and divided in 3 parts.
The EPP-ED group in the European Parliament is deeply concerned about the situation of the Christians in Iraq and, of course, in other Muslim countries. The group calls on the EU to put pressure on Iraq's government to improve conditions for this small and often overlooked minority.